Physics for Life. This is a quick revision video of chapter Dual Nature of Radiation and Matter. So let's start with electron. It is an elementary particle having a negative charge of 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb and mass 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg. Work function. The minimum amount of energy required by an electron to just escape from the metal surface is known as work function of the metal, and it is denoted by W naught. Now, electron emission. So the phenomenon of emission of electrons from a metal surface is called electron emission. It is of the following type. First is thermionic emission. Here electrons are emitted from the metal surface with the help of thermal energy. And second, field or cold cathode emission. Electrons are emitted from a metal surface by subjecting it to a very high electric field. Third, photoelectric emission. Electrons are emitted from a metal surface with the help of suitable electromagnetic radiations. And fourth one, secondary emission. Electrons are ejected from a metal surface by striking fast moving electrons over it. Now next is kinetic energy gained by an electron. So when an electron is accelerated from a rest through a potential difference of V volts, the gain in its kinetic energy is EV will be equals to half mv square. Next is electron volt. So it is the kinetic energy gained by an electron when it is accelerated through a potential difference of 1 volt. So 1 electron volt is equals to 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 joule, and 1 mega electron volt is equals to 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 13 joule. The work function of a metal is generally measured in electron volt. Next is photons. According to Planck's quantum theory of radiation, an electromagnetic wave travels in the form of discrete packets of energy called quanta. One quantum of light radiation is called a photon. The main features of photons are as follows. First, a photon travels with the speed of light. Second, the frequency of a photon does not change as it travels from one medium to another. And third, the speed of a photon changes as it travels through the different media due to the change in its wavelength. Fourth, the rest mass of a photon is zero, means a photon cannot exist at rest. And fifth, energy of a photon E is equals to that is h nu, which is equals to hc by lambda. And fifth one, momentum of a photon, that is P is equals to mc, which is equals to h nu upon c, and which is equals to h by lambda. And from Einstein's mass energy relationship, the equivalent mass m of a photon is given by E is equals to mc square, which is equals to h nu, and m is equals to h nu by c square. Now next is photoelectric effect. The phenomenon of emission of electrons from a metal surface when electromagnetic radiations of sufficiently high frequency are incident on it is called photoelectric effect. The photo light generated electrons are called photoelectrons. Alkali metals like Li, Na, K, C show photoelectric effect with visible light, and metals like Zn, Cd, Mg respond to ultraviolet light. Photoelectric effect involves the conservation of light energy into electrical energy. It follows the law of conservation of energy. It is an instantaneous process. Now next is photoelectric current. So the current constituted by photoelectrons is called photoelectric current. Its value depends on first intensity of light, second the potential difference applied between the two electrodes, and third the nature of the cathode material. Now next is cut off or stopping potential. So it is the minimum value of negative potential that must be applied to the anode of photocell to make the photoelectric current zero. So it is denoted by V naught, and its value depend on first frequency of incident light and second the nature of cathode material for a given frequency of incident light. So it is independent of its intensity. The stopping potential is directly related to the kinetic energy of the emitted electrons. So K maximum is equals to half mv square maximum, which is equals to E V naught. Now next is threshold frequency. So the minimum value of the frequency of incident radiation below which the photoelectric emission stops altogether is called photo threshold frequency. So it is denoted by V naught, that is nu naught, and it is a characteristic of metal. Now next is laws of photoelectric effect. So first, for a given metal and a radiation of fixed frequency, the rate of emission of photoelectrons is proportional to the intensity of the incident radiation. And second law is for every metal there is a certain minimum frequency below which no photoelectrons are emitted. However high is the intensity of incident radiations. So this frequency is called threshold frequency. Third, for the radiation of frequency higher than the threshold frequency, the maximum kinetic energy of the photoelectrons is directly proportional to the frequency of incident radiation and is independent of the intensity of incident radiation. And fourth law is the photoelectric emission is an instantaneous process. Now next is failure of wave theory to explain photoelectric effect. So the classical wave theory of radiation could not explain the main features of the photoelectric effect. Its picture of continuous absorption of energy from radiation could not explain first the independence of kinetic energy maximum on intensity, second the existence of threshold frequency, that is nu naught, and third the intensity, the instantaneous nature of phenomenon. Now next is Einstein's theory of photoelectric effect. So Einstein explained photoelectric effect with the help of Planck's quantum theory. When a radiation of frequency nu is incident on a metal surface, it is absorbed in the form of discrete packets of energy called quanta or photons. So a part of energy h nu of a photon is used in removing the electron from the metal surface, and remaining energy is used in giving kinetic energy to the photoelectron. Einstein's photoelectric equation is K maximum is equals to half m here m V maximum square is equals to E V naught, which is equals to h nu minus W naught, which is equals to h in the bracket nu minus nu naught, where this W naught is the work function of the metal and this nu naught is the threshold frequency. So all the experimental observations can be explained on the basis of Einstein's photoelectric equation. Now next is Compton scattering. So it is the phenomenon of increase in the wavelength of X-ray photons which occurs with these radiations are scattered on striking an electron. Then the difference in the wavelength of scattered and incident photons is called Compton shift, which is given by delta lambda is equals to h by m naught c in the bracket 1 minus cos phi, where this phi is the angle of scattering of X-ray photons and m naught is the rest mass of electron. Now next is photocell. So it is an arrangement which converts light energy into electrical energy. It works on the principle of photoelectric effect. It is used in the cinema for reproduction of sound. Photocells are used to operate various control system and in light measuring devices. Now next is dual nature of radiation. Light has dual nature. It manifests itself as a wave in diffraction, interference, polarization, etc., while it shows a particle nature in photoelectric effect, Compton scattering, etc. Now dual nature of matter. As there is a complete equivalence between matter, that is mass, and radiation, that is energy, and the principle of symmetry is always obeyed. De Broglie suggested that moving particles like photons, neutrons, electrons, etc. Should be associated with the waves known as de Broglie wave, and their wavelength is called de Broglie wavelength. So the de Broglie wavelength of a particle of mass m moving with velocity v is given as lambda is equals to h by p, which is equals to h upon m nu. So here h is the Planck's constant. The de Broglie wave length is independent of the charge and nature of the material particles. It has significantly measurable values for subatomic particles like electrons, protons, etc. Due to their small masses, for macroscopic objects of everyday life, the de Broglie wavelength is extremely small, quite beyond measurement. Next is Davison and Germer experiment. This electron diffraction experiment has verified and confirmed the wave nature of electrons. Next is de Broglie wavelength of an electron. The wavelength associated with an electron beam accelerated through a potential difference of V volts is given by lambda is equals to h by under root 2 MeV, which is equals to 1.227 upon under root V nanometer. And the last topic of this chapter is electron microscope. So it is a device that exploits the wave nature of electrons to provide high resolving power. It is used to investigate the structural details of bacteria, virus, etc. It has proved to be a powerful tool of the investigation for research in science, technology, metallurgy, industry, medicine, etc. Thank you for watching the video.